Hello, I'm Graham, and it's the 1st of January 2015, New Year's Day, and this is my first Banjo video. So, a week ago, this happened.
Well, you don't want to go out on Christmas Day.
Okay, so...
No, I don't want to go on Christmas Day. I can get it on Amazon and have it delivered by Saturday.
Oh, it's good.
So, there you go, that was just after I had unwrapped my banjo and my very first little pluck. So, I thought I'd just do a video about what's happened over the week, my thoughts about playing the banjo so far. You never know, it might help somebody else who's starting out on the banjo if we're starting that journey together. So, firstly, the banjo. It's a Washburn B9. Got it off of Amazon Co UK, so Santa tells me, for about £180 or thereabouts. So it's a good quality beginner's banjo. I've never played one before. I've got no way of assessing the quality, but it looks beautiful. It feels like decent quality. The only problem I had with it, some of the brackets here are slightly loose. On delivery, so basically I just unscrewed the resonator using the screws around the edge, took the resonator off, tightened them up with the key that had been provided, put the resonator back on, and all is hunky-dory. Apart from that, it just played out the box, just needed to tune it. First thing I noticed about playing the banjo, heavy. Much heavier than a guitar, certainly much heavier than my Martin acoustic. And it sits in your lap like this, and quite honestly, it bruised my thighs. I know, how ridiculous, being bruised by a banjo. It is quite heavy, so I'm going to get a strap just to help keep it in position, just make it a little bit more comfortable. What next? Picks. I play the acoustic guitar fingerstyle just with my fingertips. I haven't got very long nails. I don't wear finger picks. So I started playing the banjo in the same way. It sounds okay, but all the advice I can find online is that if you ever actually want to start playing with other musicians, like in a jam session, then your banjo will be drowned out unless you use picks. I started using picks and they were horrible. I really could not get used to them. However, I stuck with it, and you do get used to the picks pretty quickly. After a day or so of playing, you don't really notice they're there. So do recommend, if you're starting, go down the pick route. I think it'd be much more difficult to relearn how to play with picks afterwards. As for the picks that I'm using Dunlop 0.20. I'll probably put a photo of these up so you can see them. They cost about £1.50 each. Got mine from Strings Direct Co UK. I recommend you go for thick ones. I got 0.013 and these 0.20s. The 2.0s are much better, and in fact I'll probably go up to 2.5 or something like that. The thinner ones are very flimsy and they don't keep their shape so well. The thumb pick is just a plastic thumb pick that I got on eBay, I think it was, a few months ago. What I have done is I've taken down the point, I filed that down. What I found was, as I was picking, with a longer throw on it, as it were, a longer pick, it was tapping the head of the banjo, making a bit of a noise, so I filed that down. The other thing that I found online, which is I think a great tip, is to angle the finger picks. Now, what you should find, apparently, is that your fingers strike the strings at 90 degrees. Right? Because of the way my arm is, and length of my arm, and probably all sorts of little things like that, my hand's at a slight angle. But if you angle the picks, it then means that you're able to actually strike the strings square on. It means you're not getting a scrapey noise, or as much scrapey noise. So that's finger picks. Next thing, where do you put your fingers? I tend, when I'm playing now on fingerstyle on the guitar, to have my hand free floating, because I rest my palm on the bridge, because it gives me a little bit of palm muting. There seems to be quite a debate in banjo world about whether you should plant your pinky and your ring finger. I tried that and it just doesn't feel right. I just don't seem to get the manoeuvrability or the flexibility in my fingers So basically what I'm doing now is just planting in my pinky, and then I just let this ring finger do what it wants to do. Whether it's right or not, I don't know. But that's what I'm going with for now. And what I might do is put a bit of duct tape or something just on the head, just to help my little finger, my pinky, remember where it is. And then what have I been doing with it? Rolls. Banjo rolls appears to be the thing. Okay, if you want to get into banjo playing, play rolls. You can strum it, but it sounds fantastic when you're doing this lovely picky rolling stuff. So I initially downloaded a page from Banjo for Dummies, which I used on Christmas Day. But then I went back to a couple of teachers I'd come across in my travels prior to this. There was Rick McKeown, who I learnt cigar box guitar from. He's got some great banjo lessons. And a chap called Wardle, who's got a load of really good lessons on YouTube. And they both kind of follow a similar path. So what I've been practicing over the last week are just basically simple rolls with a metronome. Now, again, I really don't like working with a metronome. I wish I'd got into the discipline 7 years ago when I started with the guitar. It really helps keep in time. I state the blooming obvious. But if you can get used to actually tapping into the sound of the metronome as you're playing, and then gradually use that to increase your speed. So I've been playing with a metronome or not. And the two rolls I've been working on, there's an alternating thumb roll. So there's that, and then a forward reverse roll, at least a variant of it. I think the normal forward reverse roll goes like this. I've been playing a slightly different one because I wanted to learn a little tune which both Rick and Mark teach, which is Worried Man Blues. And it's a slightly different pattern. Try and get this right. I'll try and get this right in a minute. Not brilliant, nerves in front of the camera, and then you can start putting some little notes into that. Learning chords, actually. Oh, chords is the other thing I'm going to mention. Weird, yeah, it's all different on the banjo neck. So open is G, C, and a D7. So those are the first three chords that I've been working on. And I'm going to stop now, because what I'm going to try and do is just do a little bit of Worried Man Blues, but I just know it's going to take a few takes to get something reasonable to put up on my video. So I'll finish up by saying thanks for watching. Get in touch if you want to join in the banjo journey, share hints and tips and that kind of stuff. I'm loving it, week in, and I'm loving it. So I'm really looking forward to the coming months and years as I learn to play the banjo. Okay, right, thanks very much for watching. There you go, that's about as well as I can play it at the moment. It will get better, it will speed up. So thanks for watching, see you again in a month's time.